offense on this drive and hopefully then have a good defensive stand next time the defense is on the field.
Well, Tim Wilder, Jeff Turgeon, Nate Dureau, good blocking up front for the Toppers and allowing Lambert to just rumble into the end zone for that first touchdown. It's going to be very important, Ben, for Hanover to answer an early score by Somersworth. That could be a big difference in this one, this upcoming drive.
Yeah, they can't afford to give up a lot of points. They've only on average scored a little bit over 17 points a game, and they just want to try to keep a pretty good attack going defensively, and then maybe try to keep the ball for as long as they can offensively.
And the kick by the Toppers. The return by Mike Salvatoriello, and that's going to be a mouthful all day.
Yeah, I was looking at that this morning on the roster, said, oh no. But a nice job there as he found some blocking up on the right side, and he's able to get the ball over the 30-yard line, almost to the 35. So Hanover here with a good field position to start off with. This will have a 1st and 10 from the 34. 9:26 showing on the clock in the first quarter.
Ryan Crimmins, quarterback for Hanover, will have his hands full. Somersworth sends 8 men. It goes to the speedster, Hood off tackle, and he gets a nice 6-yard carry before he's collared by Jason Lambert.
Hood is going to be their strong man all day long. Last game against Somersworth, 15 rushes for 108 yards. He scored both touchdowns that were scored in that game against the Toppers. Had 213 all-purpose yards also in that game on October 11th. And Hanover will be looking for another strong game from him today to try to keep them into this one against the Toppers.
2nd down and 4. Off tackle. It goes to Hood again. He won't get the first down. Getting up off the pile is Scott Hodgson as well as Jeremy Lambert.
It's going to set up now a tough 3rd down and 2 play. Probably once again you look for them to give the ball to Hood and maybe some sort of misdirection play. But they got a tough 2 yards to get here if they want to keep this drive going and try to get their first down of the ball game.
Crimmins sets his club, takes a look on this big 3rd down play. He'll go off tackle, pushing toward the sticks. I don't think he got there, Ben.
No, it looks like he came up a little bit short. Not a bad idea, as I'm sure the Toppers are probably keying on Hood. He just keeps the ball himself. He tries to follow a couple of lead blocks to try to get that first down, but comes down just short. It's going to be a 4th and 1 now. Hanover in a punting situation as the ball is in their own territory.
And checking into the lineup is number 82 for the Marauders. That's Greg Day, as well as Mike Salvatoriello. And the Marauders.
Gotta go.
When you lose by a bunch in the first game, you have to establish some confidence in your offense early. 4th down and 1. Crimmins off tackle, and he won't get there. The ball will go over to the Toppers.
Good job by Somersworth to just follow the ball. They got penetration on the line, able to get into the backfield, and ended up dropping Crimmins for a loss there. Turning the ball over on downs, now gives Somersworth a 1st and 10 from Hanover's own 42-yard line. Top position now for the Hanover defense. Don't want to let the Toppers run away with this one, Sam.
Franco brings his club to the line. And Hanover will be keying on number 6, but they can't do so. Last time, Lambert went all the way for a touchdown. It's to Hodgson. No, check that. Nice fake by Franco. It keeps the ball on the bootleg, gets over the 40 to the 44, where he's knocked out of bounds by Greg Day for the Marauders. Good ball handling by Larry Franco.
Yeah, able to get 5 yards out of the deal, so it's going to be a 2nd and 5 now from Hanover's 32-yard line.
Greg Doobie will come into the lineup with the play from Coach Jim Keys. Checking out is Aaron LaChance. On this 2nd down and 5, the ball is just over the 40-yard line at the 37 of Hanover. 7:21 to go in the first quarter, and the Toppers lead 7-0. This is Francor, Ryan Francor. The 5'9", 150-pound senior gets close to the 30-yard line. That's good enough for a first down, and the Somersworth drive stays alive here in the first quarter with 7:15 on the clock.
Yeah, had to get down to about the 32, was able to get 2 yards past that. Very quickly, Somersworth coming to the line with a 1st and 10 from Hanover's 30.
Ends in tight. It'll be a rare day when you'll see a Somersworth split end. Here's a blitz by Hanover. Off tackle Hodgson. He's got some running room, runs right into Dallas Hood, but he'll get down to the 20 and pick up close to a 10-yard carry on the game that time. And Hodgson bounces back into the huddle, clapping his hands, saying he liked that call.
That was a great call. As they had the blitz coming, he was able to get past the line, and just a good play in the secondary to keep him from getting the first down. But it's second and short. The Toppers again moving the ball.
Now we have a power eye once again. Lambert nudges his way to the 15-yard line.
Right now the Toppers are just getting some great blocking from their line, opening up these holes, and they got the first down by plenty that time.
That was Ryan Franco at that time. Check that. Lambert throwing a good block in the middle of the line. The tackle made by Micah Hearn for Hanover. But the Hanover defense is just being pushed off the ball. The Somersworth offensive line, led by center Mike Fenton, doing a good job on that initial push. Franco gets to the line of scrimmage, gets maybe a couple, and that's about it.
Yeah, Somersworth trying to stretch out Hanover right there, but the Marauders able to stay with the play and only able to gain 2 yards on it, so it's going to be a 2nd and 8 now with the clock down around 5:45 to go in the first quarter, and Somersworth with a 7-0 lead. Ball sitting on the 15.
Somersworth loves their ground game. You can expect Hodgson to carry the ball 30, 40 times, and they will just crunch the yardage. You need to stop the Somersworth club early and get your defense off the field because they'll wear you down. Here goes Hodgson. Oh, he's got some running room to the outside, runs by a tackler, and falls forward to the 3-yard line. Jeff Cola for Hanover had him lined up, but Hodgson just pushed him aside, and it's 1st and goal, Somersworth.
Another first down for Somersworth, and now they only have to get another 4 yards, and they'll have themselves a 13-0 lead if they can get the touchdown. But once again, just a good job of blocking by the Topper line, and Hodgson able to get around the outside and gets it inside the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 4.
Jeremy Lambert, Jeff Nadeau throwing big blocks on that last run. 1st and goal. Hodgson is stopped on a good defensive charge by Hanover that time. Number 64 for the Marauders, Drew Dixon-Vestal, on a nice tackle that time. And Hanover needed a big defensive play, and they got it that time.
Well, this is going to be interesting to see, because not once today has Somersworth had a 3rd down. So if you go by that little stat, Somersworth should be able to score right here on the touchdown. If Hanover can hold Somersworth right here, it'd be a big morale boost that could maybe help them throughout the rest of the game.
Tailback in the eye is Scott Hodgson. Somersworth offensive line digs in. Franco keeps it himself, touchdown. Right behind his center, Mike Fenton, goes Larry Franco, 1 yard for the touchdown, and it's 13-0 Somersworth.
Yeah, 4:15 to go now here in the first quarter, and just a good job keeping the ball and taking it in for the touchdown. Just right now, Somersworth showing too many weapons, and it's giving Hanover a hard time to figuring somebody to key on.
The point after on its way, and this one is going to be good also. So back-to-back extra points makes it 14-0.
Well, 58-yard drive right there put together by Somersworth in 8 plays. Just a nice, efficient drive of running the ball. They got 4 first downs on that drive. Not a single 3rd down has occurred in this game yet for the Toppers, and they're just doing anything they want right now with the ball. And it's really giving Hanover fits as the Marauders are going to try to have to come up with something to stop the Toppers. But it's been hard for anybody to stop them this year, as they've averaged 40 points a game.
Now in that first game, it was close at halftime.
Yeah, it looks like they're just taking right up where they left off in that second half. This is only the 3rd time these two teams have played against one another. And earlier this year, Somersworth won that game 75-14, and last year was the first time they ever met one another. And Somersworth also won big in that one, 52-18. So if history holds to form here, this could be another Somersworth blowout.
Doing the kicking for the Toppers today, number 25 is Ryan Gagnon. and it's Salvatoriello and Hood. And Hanover needs a big run back, something to spark their offense. It comes down to Hood. Hood's at the 25, 30, and he runs right into Matt Wilder, who makes a nice special teams tackle that time.
Well, so far in this game, I've mentioned Somersworth efficiency on offense. They've got 7 first downs so far. And Hanover doesn't have a first down yet, so they want to get a first down or two to try to get some offensive momentum going, try to move the ball down the field, and they really want to take some time off the clock and keep the ball out of the Topper offense, because if Somersworth just keeps getting the ball the way they're going right now, they could score on every drive today.
Somersworth has 9 men within 5 yards of the ball. Off tackle is Hood. They are just challenging Hanover to put the ball in the air and taking away the run, as Hood only picks up a couple that time.
And the Marauders will put the ball in the air. In fact, Hood even threw the ball once last time these two teams met one another. And he caught a couple of passes, so they will throw. And maybe something they're going to have to think about just to try to give the Topper defense something more to worry about.
Crimmins. Oh, look at Hodgson. Number 6, Scott Hodgson, just took Ryan Crimmins. After he met Crimmins, he pushed him back 10 more yards, and a major league loss on that play for the Marauders.
Hodgson right now doing it on both sides of the balls. He's run for a few yards for the Toppers, and now there with a big sack, pushing the ball all the way back to the 24-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd and about 25.
Hanover's offense comes out in the eye. Crimmins looking for help. There's a fumble. This is going to be a touchdown. Oh, a touchdown for Nate Durow. A linebacker's dream. As the ball was jarred loose by Matt Ney, Durow picked up the loose ball, and it's 20-0, and we're still in the first quarter.
And Somersworth right now, they're just showing great balance offensively and defensively. And now Somersworth comes up with some defensive points, and isn't that a big statement for your team? When you can get some points on defense, that really that gives a big boost to the offense too, because they just lets everybody know that they're going to be a tough team to beat today. And there's another extra point, and just like that, it's 21-0, and we still have 2:47 to go here in the first quarter. And for the Marauders, they're really going to have to shut out Somersworth the rest of the way if they want any hope of winning this game.
Somersworth making a statement that they want to get clear all the way over to Dover Point, I think, today.
Yeah, I'm sure they're looking forward to any sort of rematch that may be in the works for next week.
But, you know, we can't fault quarterback Crimmins for Hanover. The rush on him has been intense the last couple of series.
Yeah, just right now, just everything is going wrong that could go wrong for the Marauders, and they're taking a little extra time before returning this ball as they want to try to get something put together, settle the kids down a little bit. This is a big deficit, especially in the first quarter, and you know Somersworth is just going to keep running the ball all day long, and that does two things. One, the way they're running, it's going to get them more points, and two, it'll take time off the clock. So Hanover running out of time to, and it's only the first quarter, but what we've seen so far.
Busiest man on the field has been Somersworth kicker Ryan Gagnon, kicking extra points and kicking off after scores. And here we go again with Salvatoriello and Dallas Hood back deep. We'll watch Hood on another kickoff. Can't get a block, and he's brought down by Jesse Demers of the Toppers.
And you can see Somersworth's excited now on every play as they were able to shut down a Hood after a 15-yard gain. Once again, Somersworth really getting decent field position to start a drive, but their offense just hasn't been able to mount anything yet, and their Marauders are still looking for that first down.
Crimmins still in at quarterback. Needs some blocking from his offensive line. On the counter, goes up the middle to Charlie King. King gets a couple of tough yards, but that's going to be about it before he's crunched by Jeremy Lambert.
They try to do a little quick type of draw play up the middle. Able to get 2 or 3 yards out of it. It's going to set up a 2nd and 7 now.
Linebacking core by Somersworth playing a big game. Number 90 is Tim Wilder. Also, Ney has been in a number of blitz plays so far, as well as Aaron LaChance. On the counter, no room to run for the Hanover running backs, as LaChance shuts it down, number 7 for the Toppers, as well as number 56, Jeff Turgeon.
Just the defense of the Toppers right now is just getting some great penetration, and they're knocking over the Hanover run blockers, and they're just getting to the ball carrier, and in that case it was for a yard loss, setting up a 3rd and 8 now. Clock running, 1:39 to go here in the first quarter. Ball on Hannaford's own 31.
Take a look now at how many blue shirts are going to come on the blitz. No one will play pass protection here. Everyone will go for the Toppers. And a good call there by Crimmins, but Somersworth is to the task, led by Nate DeRoe, who scored that touchdown. It was a quarterback draw, which was not a bad idea that time, with the all-out blitz on by the Toppers.
No, but he gets sacked for a 2-yard loss, the 2nd sack of the day by Somersworth, setting up in 4th and 10 now. Hannaford, you know they have to punt, but at the same time they're down 21-0. It looks like, yep, they will be punting, but geez, at this point, who can tell?
Dallas Hood, he certainly is capable of taking off at any time if he gets the ball. And he'll kick the ball away. High spiral. Hodgson. Somersworth's game is fair catch, and he'll make it at the 42. So Somersworth starts in their own end of the field on this drive with only 39 seconds to go in the quarter and a 21-0 lead.
Yeah, been a very efficient first half for Somersworth, both offensively and defensively. Defensively, they're moving the ball very well to 2 or 3 different running backs, and on defense, they're tackling the running backs for losses and some sacks. Great game so far for the Toppers.
Straight T formation for quarterback Larry Francor. It goes to Ryan Francor. No gain on the play. Salvatoriello as well as Day in there for Hanover. Also helping out was Micah Hearn.
Very little gain there. Good job by the Marauders to get up and stop the running back for about a half-a-yard gain. Going to set up now a 2nd and 9 from the 41. A couple more plays like that could be very, very beneficial for the Marauders and get the ball right back and see what can happen.
2nd and long, something Somersworth hasn't been in today. Francor is going to throw straight over the middle. He's got a man out there. Oh, what a catch by Greg Doobie! Greg Doobie makes a fantastic catch at the 30-yard line and is finally brought down at the 17. Francor to Doobie.
Just when it looked like Somersworth might be in danger of seeing their first 3rd down of the day. What a great play calls. They got a huge pass play out of that. From their own 42-yard line down to the 18. Nice gain. It's going to be a 1st and 10 now from the 18. And that'll be the first play of the 2nd quarter once they get the ball reset. But what a first quarter there for Somersworth, as it was just total efficiency and dominance over the Marauders.
For all you young men out there who would like to play football at 5'6", 125, take a look at Greg Doobie making that catch that time. Fingertip catch, and he was just 1 step away from going all the way on a perfectly thrown ball by Francor, who in this first quarter did have the wind behind him, and he used it before the clock ran out. And we do have a pretty stiff breeze here today at Somersworth High.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was kind of taken aback when you saw him dropping back for the pass, because actually that's the first pass attempt they've tried in this game. And but when they snapped it before the first quarter ran out, I mean, they could have just let the clock run out and then start the 2nd quarter. But I think it's like you just said, Sam, you know, with the wind behind them, they're just fling it up once, and it worked out great.
Well, Somersworth so far in this game has very rarely been in the 2nd and long. So when those rarities come up, you're excited to be able to try your pass plays. And that time it worked to perfection. And the Toppers are back in business, 1st and 10, with a 21-0 lead as we start this 2nd quarter. Time back in now. Somersworth anxious to get right back up to the line after that long pass play from Francoeur to Doobie. Power I formation ends in tight for the Toppers. Goes to the second man through. That's Ryan Francoeur. He's up over the 15 to the 13. Tackle made by Hanover's Charlie King. And it will bring up a second down and 5.
Nice job by Francoeur, just following the blockers along the left side of the line. Able to get 5 yards out of it, moving the ball, like you said, Sam, down to the 13-yard line. And right now the Toppers are just having their way with the Marauders.
Francoeur brings his team to the line, takes a look at a pretty traditional Hanover defense, goes to Hodgson. Hodgson is met right at the line of scrimmage on a sure-handed tackle by Micah Hearn, who is playing a very good first half for Hanover today. He's been in on most of the tackles on the inside of the line so far today.
Hodgson had a nice little hole that he was going to try to run through, but he wasn't able to get through quite quick enough as the Marauder defense recognized it and collapsed in on him for no gain. 3rd and 5, the first third down of the day for Somersworth.
And there's 10:58 to go in the first half. So let's see what Somersworth's third down play calling is like today. They're inside the 15-yard line. Francoeur's looking to pass. He's got a man in the end zone. That one will be incomplete. Not a lot of real estate for Aaron LaChance to maneuver. It was also good defense by junior Jeff Collar of Hanover.
And it's kind of too bad that he didn't look a little bit more underneath, because number 38, Ryan Francoeur, was wide open around the 5-yard line, and if he had tossed it to Francoeur, it would have been an easy touchdown. In any case, it's going to be 4th down now, and I imagine we'll probably see the Toppers go for it right here.
Jim Keys has had a long talk with Larry Francoeur, and with a 21-0 lead, the Toppers need 6 yards for a first down. They need to get just inside the 7-yard line to make it 1st and goal. Francoeur looking downfield, goes into the end zone, incomplete. And Hanover gets a major league stop here, Ben, after that big pass play to Doobie.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been a little bit of pass interference on the play, but they didn't call it. But Hanover defense comes up big here, forcing Somersworth to have to pass it, and the last 2 pass plays didn't work out, and it forces a turnover on down. So now the Marauders will get it 1st and 10. The disadvantage is they'll be starting at their own 12.
And Somersworth defense is just coming all out blitz every play right now on this Hanover club. Off tackle, Dallas Hood, brought down by Scott Hodgson. And a gain on the play, 6 yards by Hood. And Hanover wants to crank up their fine running back. Somersworth has to make sure they don't over-pursue right now, because if he gets to the outside or gets into the secondary, he's a speedster and can go all the way at any moment. 2nd down, 4. Ball at the 20-yard line. Salvatoriello in motion as Crimmins now sets his club. The give is to Salvatoriello. He's got a 1st down and more. Look at him go as he's over the 30-yard line to the 33. That's Mike Salvatoriello, the sophomore for Hanover, and the Marauders get their first down of the day.
Nice job right there, putting Salvatorio in motion a couple of times, and they found there's a little bit of man-to-man going on. Got the handoff as he was about to go by the quarterback again on that second motion, and was able just to take it and follow the blockers. Nice 15-yard carry, just kept those legs pumping. First down of the day for the Marauders. Ball out to the 34.
21-0, Somersworth on top. Hanover gets a little bit more running room right now. Dallas Hood falls forward for a couple of yards. He was met first by Tim Wilder and then picked up 4 yards on the carry to bring up the 2nd down and 6. And how big a drive is this for Hanover, Ben?
Well, they're definitely, the offense must have got some sort of boost, you know, from the defensive stand that they just had against the Toppers, and now Somersworth the Hanover trying to capitalize on that turnover of downs.
Salvatoriello gets the call, and he's hit in the backfield and dropped. Matt Ney was the first player there, and Ney, a cornerback, a senior, came up and made a big stop in the backfield on Salvatoriello. It's 3rd down and long.
Nice job there by Somersworth to clog that one up, as the Marauders now are trying to change up their plays by moving around where they're going to run the ball, inside, outside. And that time, some good pursuit, some good penetration by the Somersworth line. Dropped him for a loss, 3rd and 9.
Crimmins, the quarterback, needs a bundle. Quick pass over the middle, incomplete. He had Mike Sutton, and it was no good. But when you're down 21-0, you still may be in 4-down territory right now, even in your own territory, with the ball at the 36. Let's see if Coach Mike Ivanovsky will gamble here, as his club needs to keep a drive alive. Players shuttling in and out. They'll need to move to get this playoff with 8:15, and the clock stopped right now on the incomplete pass. Now Hood will go into punt formation, and it is a fake. The pitch to Hood. He's going for the first down marker. Dallas Hood has got the first down. On the option, Ryan Crimmins took the direct snap. He lateraled to Dallas Hood on the option. He picks up 10 yards on the carry, and Hanover is alive, and you just knew that that play was coming somewhere today.
Well, they really had to do it. Like you just said, they were down. Here they are, 21-0, and it's still pretty early in the first half as we've just started the second quarter. And a great play call with the option, too, being able to pitch the ball like that. They get enough for the first down. Nice drive so far being set up here by the Marauders.
Ball at the 46-yard line. Dallas Hood in motion. They go to the fullback, and he's tackled immediately by Nate Durow.
Brought down just about the line of scrimmage, setting up a 2nd and 10.
Our score is 21-0. Somersworth scoring 2 touchdowns by way of the offense, a 37-yard run by Jason Lambert, a 1-yard run by Larry Francor, and then defensive tackle Nate Durow picked up a fumble and went in for the 3rd score. 2nd and 10 on the option, a wild pitch to Dallas Hood, and he has no room to run. LaChance is there, as well as Jeff Turgeon, and the pitch by Crimmins was more in self-defense.
They're trying to really mix up their plays quite a bit here, and they finally wanted to give the ball to Hood, but there's just too many topper defensemen around, and tackled him for a big 5-yard loss. 3rd down and 15 now from the Marauders' 41.
Twin receivers split to the near side, as you can see on this 3rd down and 6 coming up right now for Crimmins. He's on the option, gives it to Hood on the draw, and it's snuffed out nicely by Somersworth. It's Hodgson, who stayed at home. His man is Dallas Hood, and he's been sure tackling Hood all day long, and now it's another punting situation for Hanover.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say we'll probably see him punt this one, as we have a 4th and 16 play here now, as the Marauders have to get the ball down to Somersworth's 44-yard line for the first down.
Hood will get this kickoff from his own 30-yard line. Low snap. He does get the boot away, and it's a beauty. Comes down to Francor. Francor won't field it, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 5-yard line, and that is a sensational kick by Dallas Hood.
Yeah, 50-yard punt on the play, runs out of bounds about the 10-yard lines, where the referees are going to mark the ball for this Somersworth drive to come up next. Got a little help maybe from the wind, but did a good job of getting the kick up into the wind and being helped by it. Not a bad drive there for the Marauders, as they were able to get a couple of first downs out of it. And probably the biggest thing for them right now is, at the moment, they've got the toppers pinned back in their own territory.
Somersworth needs to take, needs to play mistake-free football in their own end right now. Hanover would dearly love a turnover inside the 20. Off-tackle play to Hodgson. He's over the 10, gets close to the 11, and that's about it before he's tackled by Alex Gorman.
Actually, looks like he got a nice 5 or 6 yards out of the play, able to get through the line of scrimmage. It'll set up now a 2nd and 5 from the 15. And the Toppers getting a little bit more breathing room behind them. Once again, important for the Marauders to try to make a big stop right here on defense.
They did moments ago with Somersworth driving for their 4th touchdown. Here's a blitz. It goes off tackle. Ryan Francor, 25, 30, gets down to the 31-yard line. a big gain on the ground before he's thrown out of bounds by Hood. And Ryan Francor got to the outside and showed some nice speed.
Yeah, Francor also, when he got the handoff, was, he noticed a blitz coming up in the middle, and he quickly took the ball to the left, and there was some open room there with the blitz coming in from the right. Able to get 16 yards out of the play. 1st and 10 now for the Toppers from the 31-yard line.
In its center now for Somersworth, Mike Fenton. There's a fumble on the play. It's picked up by Francor. Francor runs around right end and is thrown out of bounds. I guess when you're 8-1, you get those kind of breaks. The ball was fumbled by Hodgson on the exchange. It bounced right back into the hands of quarterback Larry Francor, and he gets close to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, he did a good job of getting the ball and able to get a couple yards back out of it. He actually ended up losing 2 yards on the play, but on the run, if he hadn't run the ball, it probably would have been for a little bit of a bigger loss. So 2nd and 12 anyway for the Toppers.
They may go to the air here. Instead, they go to their bread and butter man. That's Hodgson. And he gets to the 35-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Once again, like I said, just giving it to their money man in Hodgson and able to crash it up the middle. They've just been pounding away at that Marauder line in this first half, and I imagine that Hanover is going to have a tired team when the second half begins.
Their defense has been on the field for a long, long time here in the first half. Now LaChance and Hodgson on this 3rd down and 6 come to the near side. Francor looking to pass. He's got a man open, and it was underthrown. It was to Wilder, and the ball was just underthrown. It brings up a 4th down, and Somersworth will be forced to kick.
Underthrew it just a little bit, having to throw the ball into the wind. And kicking against the wind, the Marauders should be able to get some decent field position out of this, try to get some type of score before this first half comes to an end. We're at 4:07 to go in the second quarter.
Jeff Turgeon with a nice kick. Fair catch by Dallas Hood. Surprisingly, he had some running room, but he decided to go for the sure thing and give his club a 1st down and 10 at the 33-yard line. 4 minutes left to go, first quarter. Somersworth leads 21-0.
I'm starting to wonder, every time that there's been a punt from our right to left, there's been a fair catch, and I'm wondering if the coaches are thinking the way this wind is blowing, it's going to hold the ball up and keep it short, giving the punting team enough time to get their coverage down. So maybe all the punt returners, when they have to kick it from that end, or just maybe under orders to fair catch everything.
On the 1st down, Crimmins back to pass. Looking downfield. Here's the rush. Can't avoid Aaron LaChance. Oh, Aaron LaChance hangs on. What a great individual effort by Aaron LaChance that time, as he made the official, the first hit, the initial hit, and then he would just not give up and forces Crimmins all the way back to the 20.
Big loss right there of 14 yards. It's going to be 2nd down now and 24. 3rd sack of the day by the Marauders, and this is really going to be putting the Marauders into a passing situation.
They need to get to the 34-yard line for a 1st down. The give is to Salvatoriello, and LaChance is there on the defensive end one more time to make the stop. Also there was Jeff Turgeon.
And they lose 2 more yards on the play. It's going to be a 3rd and 26 to go now. Ball setting on Hanover's 18, and they need to get it out to Somersworth, their own 44. Long way to go.
3rd down and a bunch. And the defensive secondary of Scott Hodgson, Ryan Gagnon, Ryan Francor are about 20 to 25 yards off the ball right now. Crimmins on the reverse. It goes to Jeff Cola, and he slips on the wet field. And it's been that kind of day for Hanover.
Yeah, once again, he just slips and falls, losing another 5 yards. 4th and forever. And no doubt about it, Hanover's going to have to punt it here because they don't want to give the ball up so close to their end zone.
And punting from his own end zone will be Dallas Hood. The Somersworth receivers are down to about their own 35-yard line, and with the wind at his back, the potential is there to get off a kick of 30, 40 yards right now. Hood will be at his own goal line, looking for the good snap. The last couple have been low. It's perfect. Hood's kick is going to come to Hodgson at the 45. Look out. Scott Hodgson can't break the initial tackle. A nice tackle by Sutton, Mike Sutton of Hanover.
So right there, we're going to have 136 now for the Toppers to try to put another score on the board. They got 21 quick ones in the first quarter, but not scored yet here in the second. And they have all 3 timeouts remaining as they will start with the ball on Hanover's 37-yard line. 1st and 10 with 1:36 to go here in the first half.
Hanover got crunched by Newport last week, 40-0. Somersworth had their hands full with Brady. There's a fumble on the exchange, and Francor has to dive right back on it for the Toppers.
Good break, though, as they fumbled the ball twice now and had somebody right there to recover it. No loss on the play. Setting up a 2nd and 10 now. Clock is still rolling. 1:17 to go now here in the second quarter.
Quarterback number 12, senior Larry Francor, standout on the basketball court also for this Somersworth club, directing the offense on the 2nd and 10. Hodgson outside, banging off Hanover tacklers. Will get to the 30-yard line. He'll be shy of a first down by 2, and a timeout called by Somersworth.
Clock stopped 55 seconds as they try to get a closing score here in the in this first half. You see it there, first timeout being taken by Somersworth. But so far in this second quarter, Hanover's defense has done a pretty good job of slowing down the Topper offense.
Well, certainly winning football games is nothing new to the Somersworth club. In the past 25 years, they have more football wins than only 2 other clubs. Plymouth and Kennett have more wins during the last quarter century than this Somersworth club. Somersworth has won 7 state titles, looking for number 8 right now, but they are ranked 2nd. And if St. Thomas wins today, they'll be on the road next week in the finals, but they still have a half to go, but have had their way with Hanover here in the first half, leading 21-0. It could have been more, but Hanover made a defensive stop with Somersworth inside the 15 in the second quarter. We've only got a minute left to go in the first half. 3rd and short. Hodgson trying to turn the corner, won't get there. Charlie King made the initial hit, and then coming up was Alex Gorman to force him out of bounds. It'll be a 4th and 3. Luckily, Somersworth doesn't have to use one of their timeouts as no, he was knocked down before he went out, so the officials will roll the clock.
Yeah, they decided his forward progress was stopped as the Marauder defense just kept following Hodgson as he tried to turn the corner, and they met him at, as you can see right there, at about the 31-yard line. Loss of a couple of yards. 4th and 4, 35 seconds to go, clock rolling.
Needs to get to the 28-yard line. Francor. Hodgson's going to throw it. It's going to go back to Francor. Look at this one. He's got a first down and more. Larry Francor down the sideline. Larry Francor in the corner. And we're waiting for the call. And it's a touchdown.
Wow.
Scott Hodgson, quick pitch outside, pulled up, threw the ball back to quarterback Larry Francor. Francor got the ball at about the 30-yard line and went the rest of the way for the touchdown on a 4th down and 4.
What a play call there. Just giving it to Hodgson, which everybody, thought would probably happen. And he just takes the ball and throws it. Gets the nice touchdown as Franker's able to take it down the sideline. You see it there. Extra point is good. And with 19 seconds to go in the first quarter, Somersworth with a 28-0 lead. And for the 3rd time in 3 meetings is really putting it to the Marauders.
Hodgson to Francor, a 37-yard touchdown pass. Makes it 28-0 with only 19 seconds left to go in the first half. And that's the only score so far in this second quarter. But it was a beauty, a flea flicker delight.
Shades of the first game when Somersworth had 21 points and was able to score very late in the second quarter to take a 28-point total into the halftime. Defense, though, is really shown today, as so far they've held the Marauders to 0 points in this first half. Really doing a good job of shutting down Dallas Hood.
Good call that time, because everybody in the ballpark was keying on Hodgson. And when he swept to the outside, the Hanover defense followed. Hanover had one shot to tackle Francor, but he was able to shake the tackle and go the rest of the way. On the squib kick, it's covered by Hanover, and the Marauders, with 17 seconds on the clock, will have the ball at their own 49-yard line. But it's been all Somersworth here in the first half, leading 28-0.
When they go for the squib kick, because they don't want to have a big return launched against them and try to give Hanover any kind of momentum going into the second half. But instead, now Hanover with the ball at their own 49-yard line, they'll have 17 seconds to try to do something here.
Crimmins will go back to pass. Shoots the ball out, gets it to Hood, but he can't hang on. And with 13 seconds on the clock, Hanover has time for a couple more plays before the intermission. 28-0, Ben, and I was just going to say that over in Dover right now, it's St. Thomas taking on Brady. And that club, somehow I've got a feeling that word will be filtering over about this game.
I think it's a pretty safe bet. Both teams, I think, would like to play each other once again, and I'm sure everybody in the state would like to see it once again. As a couple of weeks ago, a great game, 21-20, St. Thomas. And it's hard to beat the same team twice.
Salvatoriello to the outside, and he's going to be ripped down by Ryan Francor. A timeout with 5 seconds on the clock. He didn't pick up the first down. It's a third down and short. Ball in Somersworth territory now at the 44-yard line as Hanover calls a time.
Well, now it might be time for us to see some sort of gimmick play by the Marauders. We just saw one a second ago by Somersworth that gave them 7 points. Marauders only got time for one last play as the clock has stopped with 5 seconds to go here. 3rd and 3, but that's irrelevant, as they really need to find something that's going to get them a 44-yard play, because they want to get some points here before the half.
Somersworth at 8-1 on the season, Hanover at 5-4. And the first game was a blowout by Somersworth, and this game has been dominated by the Toppers in the first half, leading 28-0.
And the two games that these two teams have played against one another so far, the average score is 63-16 in favor of the Somersworth Toppers. And so far, we're not seeing anything that's going to make us change from those averages today.
Prevent defense for the Toppers on this final play of the first half. Crimmins back to pass. Here's the rush. LaChance one more time, and that's been the story of this one. There's a flag on the play, could be a face mask, so the half will not end, although there's no time on the clock. LaChance may have got a hand up in the face mask area on that drive.
Yeah, when he just got his hand up there the first time, he just caught the corner of the face mask, and you can't end a half on a defensive penalty, half or a game. So right now, with no time left on the clock, the Marauders will have a chance to fling one down the field and see what can come out of it. First penalty of the game, I do believe, Sam.
And then Hanover will also, Ben, there was a procedure call on an extra
that's
point.
Right.
But during the regular play, you're right on that. Hanover will call one more timeout, it looks like, to set up this play. It's not enough for a first down, so it's going to be a 4th down. And Hanover will take their timeout here and talk things over one more time. So we will get a play called with no time on the clock. 29-0 is our score right now here at Somersworth High School, as you're watching the high school football game of the week on Channel 12. We'll remind you to take a look at your video classified station for our next game. That will be dependent upon the results of this weekend's contest, Ben, as to where you and I will spend next Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting playoff action going on both sides of the border between Maine and New Hampshire, so depending on how things fall out, we're not sure exactly where we'll be, but we'll make sure to bring you the most exciting game that we possibly can.
For you followers of Division II, we will tell you that the Exeter Bluehawks beat Bishop Girton last night, 14-0, so that gave Exeter a playoff berth. The 4th seed will go to Girton, so the semifinals in Division II will be Girton at Dover and Exeter at Trinity. Final play now. Crimmins setting up the screen. It goes to Hood. One hands it. Midfield. 40. Dallas Hood still on his feet, and that will do it to end the first half. Hood tries to go the distance, but can on the screen pass as Somersworth heads to the locker room with an impressive first half, Ben, leading 28-0.
Yeah, it's just been complete domination so far by the Toppers as they were able to score touchdowns on, four of their 6 possessions, or 3 out of the 6 possessions. They got a defensive touchdown. The defense was just plowing into the Hanover line and making sacks and tackling Hanover, for losses in the backfield. Just so far, Somersworth just can do no wrong.
Jason Lambert, Nate DeRoe, Larry Francor, 2 touchdowns for Larry Francor, and that's where we stand right now, 28-0. We're at halftime of the Division IV semifinals tonight on Media One Sports.
This is the story of a place known as the Hidden City. The Hidden City is the biggest city on Earth, even though no people actually live there. But it's filled with the most magical animals in the world. Where is the Hidden City? To find it, you have to look in the land, beneath the sea. The Hidden City is also known as the Coral Reef, and it may be the most important city in the world because more species live here than any other place on Earth. Unfortunately, pollution is harming the coral reef. 70% of it will perish in our lifetime if we don't begin protecting it now, which won't just affect the clownfish, the grouper, or the eel. It'll affect us all, because the reefs sustain the ocean, and the oceans sustain the earth. And some even think that hidden inside the Hidden City may be new medicines and cures for disease. The city may be hidden, but the message is easy to see. Protect the coral reef, and we protect the ocean. Protect the ocean, and we protect the earth.
You're watching Media One's New Hampshire Network.
Welcome back to Somersworth High School. I'm Sam Bruno along with Ben Cloutier, and we're all set for third quarter action in a game which has seen the Somersworth Toppers roll out to a 28-0 lead, and the stats have been impressive, Ben.
Yeah, the real quick first down. Somersworth with 7, Hanover with 3, which translated total offense yards. 208 total yards for Somersworth, 16 for Hanover. It's just been a dominating performance so far by the Toppers. 28-0, leading rushers for Somersworth. For Hodson, 11 carries, 60 yards. His long was for 12. Ryan Franker with 6 carries for 34 yards. Lambert had that 1 carry of 36 yards for a touchdown. Over on the Hanover side, Hood, 11 carries for 21 yards, and Savatelliello, 4 carries for 18 yards. Just been a dominating performance so far for Somersworth.
On the kickoff, it goes to Somersworth's Jesse Demers. He fumbles it but picks it right up, and then he's tossed down at the 18-yard line. So Demers unable to get up a full head of steam, and the Toppers will start the second half 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Just to elaborate a little bit on the halftime stats, we mentioned our total offense yards is 208 to 16 in favor of Somersworth. Listen to this, Sam. Rushing yardage lost. Somersworth lost 3 yards. Hanover 57.
It's been a Somersworth defense that has been just intense on Hanover here this afternoon, as the score tells you, 28-0. Hodgson right back at it, goes off tackle for 4 yards.
And so far, Somersworth trying to pick up where they left off. Hodgson right there seems to be holding his left thumb, but it appears to be some sort of previous injury he's already had, as it's already taped up. So he's playing a little hurt today, but he'll stay right in there. 2nd and 7 now, clock rolling. We just started the 3rd period. 11:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
LeJan splits to the far side. Francor's in the slot for quarterback Larry Francor on the 2nd down and 8. Off tackle, Lambert.
And he puts it up the gut for a 5-yard gain. It'll be a 3rd and 2 now from the 28-yard line of the Toppers as they try to get some points on this opening drive. The wind still blowing rather strongly from our left to right.
Last time Somersworth ran that play, Lambert went 37 yards for a touchdown.
Well, that was also after they gave the ball 3 straight times to Hodgson, so they didn't have quite the setup they did this time, but it gave them a 3rd and 1.
Here's the blitz. LeChance beats it. Check that, Hodgson. He fumbles the ball. It's up for grabs, and it's going to be Hanover's ball. So if you were to put the script together for Hanover here in the second half, the script would call for Somersworth to get the ball and turn it over, and that's what's happened.
Hodgson got enough for the 1st down. He worked it out past the 30-yard line, but as he was coming down, the ball got punched away. He tried to grab it, but he was being laid on top upon by one of the Marauders, and he couldn't get any handle on the ball, and Hanover comes up with it 1st and 10 from Somersworth, 39-yard line.
Ryan Crimmins, the senior, is still at quarterback. He'll give the ball to Charlie King, the fullback, and Hodgson, who just fumbles, comes up and makes the big defensive stop.
Yeah, he's shown that he can be a big player on defense, as he made a big play in the 1st half also. Right here, stopping King for a short 1-yard gain, setting up a 2nd and 9. Good job by the Marauder defense to get the ball here from Somersworth, but now it's up to the offense to put some points up on the board.
Hanover operating in Somersworth territory. Gives the ball to the speedster, and the speedster is crunched by Hodgson again with the initial charge by number 57, Nate Durow.
Hodgson doing a good job of just staying with the ball as they got stopped there for no gain. Number 6, Scott Hodgson's a 5'11 senior, 185 pounds, and he's making his presence known all over the field today. 3rd and 10 now from the 39.
King and Salvatoriello in the backfield now. Crimmins back to pass, under a lot of pressure, has to sprint to the outside, and he throws the ball away.
And there's a good job there on by Hanover's number 64, Drew Dixon-Vestal, as Crimmins is running away from some pressure, and the block that was thrown by Dixon-Vestal enabled Crimmins to get to the outside and throw it away instead of taking the sack. 4th and 10 now from the 39, and we'll probably see the Marauders go for it right here.
I also don't see Dallas Hood in the lineup now for Hanover. I'm looking over across the way to see if he's on the bench being attended to at all. And that would be a major league loss to Hanover if Hood goes down to an injury.
Well, now that you mention that, Sam, when I look back on my stats, Hood didn't touch the ball in the last 2 series for the Marauders either.
Screen pass, Crimmins up for grabs. Oh, what a play by Larry Francor.
And look who that was to, but I think that's to our Oh, no, number 22, excuse me. I was thinking 32.
Scott Thompson went up to grab that screen pass, and you saw a streak in blue heading right at him, and that missile was Larry Francoeur.
Completed pass, which is the good part of it, but it was for a loss of about 5 yards, and on 4th down, you can't have that, so a turnover on downs now. Somersworth will get the ball at their own 46-yard line to start their second drive here of the second half, so that fumble didn't hurt at all. In fact, they come away with better field position than they left with.
First play from scrimmage right up the middle. Gain of about 3 that time. On the carry was Lambert. Jason Lambert following his center, Mike Fenton. And it's 2nd down and 6, ball just shy of midfield.
Somersworth continuing to pound that defensive line of the Marauders, as I'm sure they're probably going to start tiring quickly, as they've really had to try to hold their own against this aggressive offensive line from Somersworth.
8:30 left to go in the game. Check that third quarter. Francoeur sends a bullet out, and there's a pass interference coming up here. And let's see who's it going to be called against. There was a collision between Thompson and Hodgson. Hodgson was going for the ball, but Thompson just ran right into him, so it's got to be against Hanover.
Yeah, Thompson didn't even know where the ball was, and he was just there to try to block the receiver. He didn't have any idea where the ball was, and when the receiver tried to turn in for it, he was in the way. So tough play if you're a Marauders fan, but right now Somersworth doing a good job of just changing the plays up and making Hanover adjust, and in this case works against them. It's going to be a 1st and 10 now from inside Hanover's 35, or just on the 35-yard line.
Somersworth right now with a comfortable 28-0 lead. Trying to keep sharp on offense now. Halftime score from Dover Point was St. Thomas leading Bishop Brady 15-0. First down and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. On the blitz, there's a fumble on the play, and it's picked up by Somersworth Jeff Turgeon, as the blitzing linebacker was Alex Gorman for Hanover, and he got to Francoeur just as he handed off the ball to disrupt the exchange.
And right now, Somersworth finds themselves with a 28-0 lead, and if there's anything that the coaching staff might be worried about